The project itself is fairly complicated. When you think of, we're not just talking about a very large, complex bridge. We're not talking just about two very large plazas, and we're not talking about just a very large project connecting to I-75, but we're talking about all of those coming together. So in itself, and in the international nature of the project, just makes this particular procurement and submission of the proposals that much more complicated. And that's why we've given our proponents the 12 months to work with us so that they can give us both a technical and financial submission in the 12-month period.
Can you just explain whether the Canadian government's open to some financial share in the ongoing costs that are coming up in this project? Or are you looking at the private sector to kind of take the full burden on this, or is there going to be a breakdown? How's that going to work?
Dave, on that particular one, the private sector is going to come up with funding, and we will, the Canadian government will come up with a portion of the funding as well.
What's comfortable for the government to put forward? Has that been talked about yet? Is it going to be 10%? Is there a maximum that the government may look at pitching into this project?
There is a component that the government is going to pay for this particular one, and when you look at what's already been expended, look at what the government investment has been in the parkway and what the land costs and the early works that we've already undertaken. So there are significant funds that have already been committed to the project.
I just meant from this point forward, how much more is the government willing to spend on this project, percentage-wise?
The government is going to spend the money it takes to complete it. Period. Full stop. There's $2 billion in the ground already, as Mike identified. And the government is fully committed to this and has reaffirmed that in 2 budgets now. Now, part of the problem is there are some people that said you could determine a finish date and a cost before you had a constructor. So this government has made this a priority. I mean, frankly, under the previous government, the bridge fell far behind schedule in terms of completion date. I was saying, I was quite pleased yesterday to see the Herb Gray Parkway has been up and running and the trails are open while we're just now moving on this one. So the finances are in place. The current government's recommitted to those finances and they're committed to getting it done, and I'm looking forward to that. This is a giant step in that direction.
So the answer is there is no maximum amount. You will spend what it takes is what you say.
We are going to spend what it takes within a 4,000-page document that outlines, don't put words in my mouth. That's what I said was the government's committed to getting the project done.